Because if you're a painter, people will look at your painting and say, oh, I don't like that painting. Or if you're a poet, they'll say, I don't like that poem. If you're an actor, they say, I don't like you. And it's really hard to hear over and over and over, you know?
We like
and
you.
Thank you. And there's a lot of downtime, you know? There's a lot of time when you're not doing anything, so you need to find other things to do. And if you just do acting and you obsess over it, people get sad, you know? I've seen actors who get sad because, you know, they get up every morning thinking, oh, I need to do this. Whereas if you do other things, you know, take photographs, write music, do other things, then when the acting job comes up, it's just another part of your life, you know? Life is a big chicken soup. And sometimes you're the noodle. Other times, you're the breast. Get a t-shirt done with that on it. So yeah, you have to do other things and realise that it's just part of your life and it's not everything. And therefore, when it's not going terribly well, oh, there's another omelette. There you go. Was he having on his?
Same thing.
Oh, good. Same. I love that. I might grow my beard again because of you. I used to have a beard. What's it like up here? It's good. Yeah, it's nice up here, isn't it? Can you see me in the back? That's better, isn't it? You're starting up here. Sorry. Does that answer your question? Yeah, I think so. And voice acting is great because you can just be in your house and have your mic and, you know, you can mess around with things and invent little things yourself. So I really like doing voice stuff. I used to do a lot more. I used to do a lot of radio dramas and characters. I used to love that. I think I'm going to do more of that. Because you don't need to get dressed or nothing. Just be in your pyjamas and you don't care. I don't even have pyjamas, I don't know why I said that. I might get what do you call it, a dressing coat? What do you call that? A house coat. I might get a house coat.
Hi.
Hello.
Well, speaking of using your voice, I think the song in Return of the King is a really big moment for Pippin. So what was your singing experience before that, or how did you prepare for that moment in the film?
So I sort of always kind of played in bands. There she is, late as usual. Here she comes. I always played in bands, so I always did that while I was acting. So when I was doing like amateur sort of plays when I was younger, I was also playing in bands. So in fact, that song, the Return of the King song, called The Edge of Night, only came about because we went to dinner. A lot of the actors and some of the writers and all that went to dinner, and afterwards we went to a karaoke. And we never went to karaoke, you know, but I'd had a couple of glasses of wine, and I sang Tom Jones' Delilah. You know that song? And one of the writers, Philippa Boyens, was there, and the next day I got a phone call saying, we'd love to put a song into the movies because there's so many songs and poetry and the books that there just wasn't time to put into the movies. So they wanted to put a song in. They said, would you sing it? I said, yeah, I'd love to. And they said, Howard Shore is going to write something to a poem. Wonderful. And then they changed the timing, and we were filming it in like 2 days. And they said, there's no time for Howard to write it. Could you write something? And I was like, yeah. And I thought, I always loved the idea that the Tooks were the sort of Scots, the sort of Celtic of the Hobbits, you know. And so I tried to write a sort of Celtic sort of melody that maybe Pippin heard his grandfather sing at a party, you know. And so I came with that tune. And I went to Pete Jackson's house and sang it, and everyone liked it, and we filmed it like the next day. It was crazy. Yeah? Do you want some water? Do you want some water? Yeah. I think it's good to stay hydrated at all times. There you are. You look absolutely wonderful. Look at this guy. Take it. Keep the glass.
Is it too much to ask to sing it for us now?
Oh, you know what? I love that. You make that? That's wonderful. That's maybe better than the actual real one. I would, but I've got a tickle.
Oh, okay, alright.
That doesn't mean that I can't do any voice work. Write that down. But thank you very. This is amazing as well. Where did you get that?
I found the fabric just at a local fabric store and it just happened to be perfect.
And then you made it into a. Right? Beautiful. Thank you very much, man. Thank you. What's your name?
Ben.
Ben. Great to meet you, Ben. Thank you. Bill and Ben.
Wait a minute here, Bill.
What?
Right, whoa, hey, Marco. You can hear them, you just don't know where they are.
Ah, you see? You could have been outside. Could have been anywhere. Could have been in the other London.
Greetings.
Greetings to you.
So a little bit of a follow-up where you're doing the music and you wanted to connect the Tooks to the Scots, and I was actually going to ask a question about kind of suspension of disbelief. I remember seeing Lord of the Rings and the statues on the River Gondor, and I'm thinking, I really got to go to New Zealand and see that, and then all of a sudden it hit my head, oh my god, that's CGI. You know?
Yeah.
Was there ever a moment in the filming of the 3 films where you just kind of, your suspension of disbelief was gone and you went, I'm really a hobbit and this is really Middle-earth?
Do you know there was a moment, and it happened, you know when Gandalf falls in Moria, and we make it out, and we're all sort of upset, and well, they filmed that on top of a mountain, and I can't even remember the name of the mountain, but it was a place where, because of the rules of, you know, the New Zealand Tourist Board, etc. There we go. He has an amazing voice. Could you write that down? And he can cook you an omelette. And between, he doesn't just do omelettes. He doesn't even just do eggs. Do you?
Oh no.
No, he doesn't. You know what his speciality is? Do you know? Hold on.
Butter chicken tacos.
Butter chicken tacos. Write that down. God, I've lost my place again.
Throw them out.
Oh, yeah. Crying, doing all that. And we weren't allowed to be up there. Or we were, but other people weren't. And they hadn't allowed any people to be up there. Wait till you hear the end of this story, you'll not believe it! You will not believe what happened! You know what I mean? You fly in all the way from Los Angeles. I didn't even have lunch because I was in a hurry to get here. They just walk out. That better be diarrhea. That's the only reason anyone gets out here. Hold on, I've had a very tiny piece of potato. It's cooled down a little bit. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, crispy, lovely that. Oh, what? Lovely. What? Yeah, have a potato. Come on. Absolutely delicious. Yeah, we like it. Nice hand. There we go. Ah! Yeah, that's it. Right, there we go. Potatoes as always, but absolutely delicious. Maybe done in duck fat, I don't know. So, yeah, people weren't allowed on this mountaintop, and they allowed us to go up because Pete really wanted to do it. But they said you can only go up with the least amount of people. So it was a fellowship, and then Pete Jackson, obviously, cameraman, sound guy, one makeup, one wardrobe, and you know, normally there's 500 people. And we were sitting having lunch, and lunch was just like a sandwich we took up in boxes, you know. And I was sitting thinking, I was sitting on a rock next to Dom, Mary, and you know, Aragorn was there and Legolas, and it just felt like we were the Fellowship, just stopping and having a quick sandwich before we headed off. And yeah, that was a moment where I thought, God, this is just so real. And I think we were so lucky when we made those films that it was right on the edge of CG just working and just being good enough that you still had to go everywhere. You had to go to the top of mountains. You had to, you know, be in canoes going down real rivers, and they added little things like, you know, those guys. And so a lot of it was so real for us. It was brilliant. It was an amazing experience.
Andy Queen Buster himself. I tell you what, you don't.
Back here now.
Doesn't mess around. Right there.
Hi, Bill.
Hello, how are you?
Good. I have a question. If you were like 10-year-old yourselves today, like a child small guy,
I'd be really scared.
yeah, and you had to come to a Comic-Con and someone said, hey, you should dress up in a costume,
Yeah.
what do you think you would have worn today?
Oh God. Well, I'm not sure exactly 10, but
Yes.
it would be Luke Skywalker. That was the reason because it really was. There was a place in Britain called Butlins, and Butlins was a place you went for a holiday, and your parents sort of paid whatever price it was, and it was sort of, you know, really sort of laid back. Everyone stayed in little caravan things, and all the food was free, and the drinks were free, and everything. The rides were free. They paid, and all the kids just ran around crazy. And the cinema was free, the theatre, and Return of the Jedi was playing. And I watched it every day, sometimes twice a day. And I just thought, I want to be a Jedi, I just have to be. And when I found out I couldn't, I thought I'll be an actor.
Close enough.
That was those type of films, you know. That and Back to the Future that you could just get lost in. Maybe I'll make a film like that as well as the Scheme one, which will be real and gritty. And I'll also write one that will work out just now. It's got a time machine in it, because I love time machines as well. Does anyone know I play in a band called BK, right? And I directed the last video, which was called Perfect Time, and I wanted it to have a time machine in it. And I love the H.G. Wells time machine, you know, the leather and the thing and the whoa. And I thought, I'll get one of those. And I found out who had one. And I called them up. And to rent that time machine for a weekend was the whole budget of the video. So I thought, we can't do that. So then I thought, I'll use a TARDIS. I'll have the TARDIS as the time machine. I keep setting into a TARDIS and coming out. And someone said, if you use the TARDIS, the BBC will sue you. So I just used a little watch and I just put the time back.